TV soap news and spoilers. Today's events brought intense revelations and heartbreaking decisions, captivating audiences and promising even more twists ahead. Doug Williams found himself at the center of a scandal that threatened to tear his life apart. Deeply concerned about Julie's impulsive decision to file a police report after spotting Melinda Trask wearing a necklace she suspected was stolen, Doug anxiously sought answers. With Melinda now called down to the police station for questioning, the stakes were perilously high. Fearing his own involvement might soon surface, Doug decided he needed allies. Turning to Holly Jonas, Doug requested an urgent meeting to discuss how to proceed if Melinda implicated either of them. Holly agreed immediately, much to Tate Black's visible displeasure. Tate passionately warned Holly that Doug was trouble and insisted she stay out of his tangled web, fearing she'd be caught in a storm of accusations. However, driven by loyalty and a sense of obligation, Holly brushed off Tate's concerns and set out to meet Doug, determined to manage the crisis head-on. At their clandestine meeting, Doug revealed a cautiously optimistic update. Melinda had remained silent at the station, refusing to name names. Holly felt a surge of relief, grateful to escape immediate suspicion. Yet Doug, tormented by guilt, couldn't help but wonder aloud whether it might be better to confess anyway, if only to shield Holly from future harm. The moral complexity of the situation weighed heavily upon both of them, their shared secret becoming an ever-increasing burden. Meanwhile, Tate, unable to suppress his anxiety, made a pivotal decision he felt was necessary to protect Holly. Convinced that Doug was dragging Holly down a dangerous path, Tate took matters into his own hands, secretly contacting Julie Williams. Carefully choosing his words, Tate confessed to Julie that he had crucial information about the necklace's theft. Although hesitant to believe Tate's claim that Doug could be responsible, Julie found herself shaken by his sincerity and the detailed nature of his allegations. The seed of doubt was firmly planted, and her suspicions about her beloved Doug intensified. Holly returned from her meeting with Doug, unaware of Tate's behind-the-scenes intervention. Yet, upon entering their shared space, she immediately sensed tension radiating from Tate. Confronted by Holly's questioning gaze, Tate managed to mask his internal turmoil, choosing instead to carry the heavy secret silently. His mounting guilt over betraying Doug, even with good intentions, began eating away at his conscience, setting the stage for future emotional conflicts. At the Horton house, a dramatic confrontation unfolded as Julie, propelled by Tate's troubling revelations, confronted Doug directly. Initially hopeful that Doug would easily dismiss Tate's accusations, Julie was devastated when Doug, overwhelmed by guilt, painfully confessed his involvement in taking the necklace. Doug, his voice shaking with genuine remorse, pleaded desperately for Julie's forgiveness, expressing profound regret for the heartache he'd caused. Yet, Julie, heartbroken and betrayed, found herself unable to forgive immediately. The trust she had built over decades crumbled dramatically in that instant. In a highly emotional moment, she asked Doug to leave their home, a gesture born from deep pain rather than anger. Doug, shattered by the consequences of his actions, agreed to her terms, vowing quietly to earn back her trust, no matter how long it took. Julie, alone and distraught, even considered the unthinkable. Whether she should press charges against her beloved husband, a decision that weighed heavily upon her heart. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Salem, tensions rose surrounding the mysterious disappearance of John Black. Steve Johnson, increasingly desperate for answers, turned to Andrew Donovan, hoping he could provide critical information to guide their investigation. The search for John intensified, promising further intrigue and suspense in the coming episodes. Adding to Salem's chaos, E.J. DiMera and Ava Vitale clashed dramatically in a heated argument outside the bar, accusations flying as their unresolved conflicts boiled over publicly. This spectacle did not go unnoticed, especially by Kristen DiMera, who quietly observed, already planning her revenge against E.J. Frustrated by E.J.'s continued denial regarding his involvement in Rachel's disappearance, Kristen ominously vowed retaliation, leaving no doubt about her determination to settle scores. Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news. So subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.